The world is constantly evolving into a knowledge-based economy where skills and competencies constitute the lifeblood of public and corporate governance. You therefore need to empower yourself to fit into this new world by gaining basic knowledge and improving your skill set in the governance-focused disciplines. That is why every aspiring as well as practicing professional in governance field needs ESSIEN.
ESSIEN. What is ESSIEN?
ESSIEN is a leading statutorily established professional body dedicated to enhancing the status and practice of corporate governance and public administration. ESSIEN members are trained as chartered secretaries and administrators.
Who are chartered secretaries and administrators?
Chartered secretaries are high-ranking governance professionals with a broad base of skills, unique amongst other professions. They are trained in law, finance, accounting, administration, strategy development, and corporate governance. In today's world, chartered secretaries and administrators discharge a wide range of duties and responsibilities, including functioning as chairmen of companies, executive directors, non-executive directors, company secretaries, risk managers, compliance managers, board evaluators, and corporate governance evaluators.
That is interesting. How then do I become a chartered secretary and administrator?
Good. Go to the Institute's website, www.exan.org. You can also visit the National Secretariat of ESSIEN at Plot 6, Elephant Cement Way, Alausa, Ikeja, Lagos, to get full information on how to become members. ESSIEN, the hub of governance professionals.
All right, welcome to Corporate Governance Platform, brought to you by the Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators of Nigeria, ESSIEN. I am Funmi Omoburiu. On the program this morning, we want to look at shareholders' engagement and its impact on good corporate governance. Our guest, Mr. Sebastian UWEM, ESSIEN, ACIS. He joins us online. Good morning, Mr. ESSIEN.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us on the program this morning. All right, also with me in the studio is Mr. Michael Umogu. Good morning, Mr. Umogu.
Good morning, listeners. Good morning for me.
All right, moving on quickly ahead this morning, talking about shareholders' engagement and its impact on good corporate governance. Mr. ESSIEN, when we talk about shareholders' engagement, what exactly are we talking about?
Thank you. Shareholder engagement generally is a method for the shareholders to communicate their views, concerns, ideas, and opinions to the board of directors and managers. It gives the board of directors and managers an opportunity to communicate their perspective on things. So that's basically what shareholders engagement is all about.
So what's the role of this phenomenon in the context of corporate governance?
You see, principles of corporate governance are based on the view that a company should be governed in the interest of the shareholders and other stakeholders. The board ought to use its powers in an appropriate and responsible way and should be accountable. But this is not the case because shareholders are increasingly dissatisfied with management and certain corporate governance practice. So in an effort to be heard, shareholders are attempting to reshape traditional investor communications and relations. So that is the very important role that this phenomenon appears in the context of corporate governance.
So let's talk about ways effective shareholders' engagement can drive corporate objectives.
You see, respective communications give shareholders a better understanding of the company's viewpoint and perspective. Similarly, company representatives gain better picture of the diverse views of the shareholders. They are often happy to serve as a source of advice. So when the views of the management and shareholders are aligned, there's a greater chance of the company meeting its corporate objectives for the benefit of everybody. This is in line with Principle 22 of the Nigerian Code of Corporate Governance, which states that the establishment of a system of regular dialogue with shareholders balances their needs, interests, and expectations with the objectives of the company.
Now, will you say the practice of shareholders engagement has reached the desired level in corporate Nigeria?
Yeah, I would say that the practice is deepening in Nigeria. For instance, a lot of the ways by which shareholders will engage with the management are now codified under our laws and for the public, you know. So you have issues of shareholder votes, written consent, proxy statements, communications in the annual reports, presentation of a corporate social responsibility report by the company, and of course announcements on the company website. So these are things that are happening currently and is improving, particularly from the public companies and especially those that are listed, you know. And then of course private companies are also coming into the picture. So it's deepening in Nigeria, if you like.
All right. The Code on Corporate Governance provides that the board should develop a policy that ensures appropriate engagement with shareholders, and the policy should be hosted on the website of the company. Why is this requirement of hosting on the company's website necessary?
Very interesting. Relationship between shareholders and the board is at the center of many of the problems facing companies today. To address that, one of the key issues in corporate governance is effective communication between directors and shareholders. And one way of avoiding these conflicts is for the directors to demonstrate that they are transparent in their dealings with shareholders. Hosting a shareholder engagement policy on the website shows their resolve and commitment to meet that requirement of the code.
Another provision of the code is that ensuring the dealings of the company with shareholder associations are always transparent and in the best interests of the company. What is the transparency being referred to here?
This basically also has to do with a very key principle of corporate governance, and also tied to my response to your earlier question. Compliance with the code with regards to transparency assures that the board is dealing with the shareholders openly, honestly, fairly, and are accountable for their actions. And that is the very essence of the provisions of that code.
Now, still under the code, the board is enjoined to encourage shareholders to monitor its conformance to the code. Do you think there's another mechanism for accountability?
I absolutely agree. The code assures a measure of performance. And if the man who invests in the business you are managing is seen to be monitoring your progress, tendency is for you to sit up and be diligent in your dealing. So of course, it brings accountability and ensures that everybody is on top of their game.
All right. So what advice do you have for corporations and similar entities on shareholders engagement?
Interestingly, having seen the many benefits derived from actively engaging with shareholders, my advice is for corporations here to do so, to develop a shareholder engagement policy. Formal shareholder engagement policies go a long way towards facilitating effective communication between shareholders and the leadership. As shareholders engagement policies are relatively new, boards should consider taking a methodical approach to developing and implementing a shareholder engagement policy.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Sebastian UWEM ESSIEN, ACIS. Thank you for joining us on the program this morning.
Thank you for having me.
All right, Mr. Omogu, do we have some announcements right there?
Thank you very much. We have two, and I will quickly take them now. The first one is a training program scheduled for the 24th March 2022. It's titled Management Skills for Secretaries and Administrative Staff. It will be commencing by 10 a.m. For more inquiries about this training, kindly call the manager in charge of the training unit, Miss Anita Monjok, on 0701 113 0059. Let me quickly take that again. 0701 113 0059. And for stakeholders, students, and members that are interested in continuous learning, the ESSIEN Skilldom e-learning platform is now launched, and we have different courses there. The one that is launched a couple of days ago by the president is now live, titled Financial Management. For more details, kindly check www.skilldom.com or the ESSIEN website for more details. Thank you very much.
All right. You want to spell out the Skilldom so we get, we get everything correctly.
Thank you. www.skilldom. Skilldom is spelled SKILLDOM.com. www.skilldom.com.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Michael Mogu, Deputy Registrar Operations, ESSIEN. Of course, you can check that out and be a part of that. All right, that's it this morning on Corporate Governance Platform, brought to you by the Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators of Nigeria, ESSIEN. I am Funmi Omoburiowo. We'll return again next week, Wednesday, 10:15 a.m., right here on Echo 89.7 FM.